This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock.
Hello, and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, today in the arena. Another special Brawl video coming to you as I continue to adopt and build decks around the most annoying and frustrating Brawl commanders as I seek to power up the format a little bit. Maybe build up the Brawl competition to a level that is exciting. So, we're running Lurrus as our companion. No, not as our companion, our commander. It's one thing to have the Nightmare Cat as your buddy. It's another thing to take orders and have your whole deck bow to the Nightmare Cat. So, as a commander, it's like the companion, but without the tax, without the companion tax. Remember what that was like? You didn't always have to pay 3 for these if you're new to Magic. You just got to cast them straight up. Well, when Lurrus is your commander, that's exactly what you do. And it's absolutely, positively disgusting to get to play things from your graveyard all game long. So that's what we're here to do. I have my pile separated around here. How to protect Lurrus. I've got Alseid of Life's Bounty, Selfless Savior, Kitesail Freebooter, which can take the removal spells from the opponent, and then if they get rid of it, you can cast it again, take the removal spell back. Mirror Shield, which is what we saw in the Terror Grid deck, that does a pretty good job, and Call the Death Dweller can get Lurrus back from the grave as well. There's also a few things over here in what I would call the alternative mana part of the show that can get Lurrus back too, like Malachor Rebirth can return it to the battlefield. Agadeem's Awakening can return the Nightmare Cat to the battlefield. The next section are just fun things to recur with Lurrus. Archfiend's Vessel, make a demon, yay! Cauldron Familiar, we remember this one. Just get back your cat and drain him and drain him and drain him. In fact, we also have Witch's Oven here to finally reunite the cat and the oven in a Brawl sense. 1 Deadweight to just kill every small creature. Same thing with a Myra's Grasp that is lurking down here. Just keep killing the small creatures every turn. Soul Guide Lantern. This works like a Merfolk Wind Robber effect from Rogues, where they keep getting back the Wind Robber and drawing a card. Lantern can keep the opponent's graveyard in check and also keep drawing cards every single turn. Charming Prince. You can scry or gain life every single turn. Heliod's Punishment. This is an interesting one because as an aura, it comes down, shuts down an opponent's creature. It can't attack or block. Great on commanders that are also creatures. They have to tap it 4 times to remove all of the punishment counters. When they do, and it's destroyed, you just bring it back with Lurrus. Birth of Meletus. You can get another Plains and another Wall and then do that over and over. Acquisitions Expert and Elderfang Disciple work to attack the opponent's hand. And then we have the Mire Triton to keep filling the graveyard and get us to the cards that we really need, as well as gain some life. And Golden Egg, which is another card advantage engine with the Lurrus, like the Soul Guide Lantern. For removal and keeping the opponent's creatures from killing us, we have Bloodchief's Thirst, Eliminate, Epic Downfall, Feed the Swarm, Heartless Act, Murderous Rider, Elspeth Conquers Death, which can also get Lurrus back, and Kaya the Inexorable, which can also protect Lurrus and take out other permanents, and has a really sick ultimate where you can just cast your legendary cards for free. Then we have card advantage to keep the deck moving. We have Village Rites, 4. What am I talking about? I sound like a standard gamer. We have a Village Rites, a Mazemind Tome, a Tome of Legends, and Egon, God of Death, which we almost always play as the Throne of Death, which can draw cards. We have Timurit Calls the Dead to fill our graveyard with cards for Lurrus, as well as make some zombies. We have Mothra, aka Luminous Brood Moth, which is an absolute house at protecting Lurrus, as well as creating a value engine with Alseid of Life's Bounty, Selfless Savior, and any other ETBs or dies effects. We've got Doom Foretold, which, if you've never had this with a Lurrus, you just keep getting things back, and if it's something along the lines of an Acquisitions Expert hitting their hand, and they keep sacrificing their board. It's nasty. Over in the mana equivalents, we have a Shijiri Shelter, which also protects Lurrus. We have an Arcane Signet for the only piece of ramp in the deck, unfortunately. And we have an Amiria's Call, because sometimes you just have a lot of land and you need a win con. And then we have 7 7, and a bunch of other lands that are either dual lands or have some kind of effect. So this is my fun little Lurrus Brawl deck, and before we jump in, the video is dedicated to Ashley Bartlem. Ashley, thank you so much for being a $9.99 bomb rare patron. I appreciate that very much. If you would like a video dedicated to you, you can go sign up for Patreon. When you join the membership below, hitting that and $4.99 a month, thank you very much, there is a chance you will get a video dedicated to you. When you sign up as a $9.99 patron, eventually, sometimes it takes me a while, but eventually you will get a video dedicated to you. So thank you, Ashley, for signing up and supporting the channel. We're headed to the store where there is still a deal on some cosmetics for the pathways that I really like. We're going to grab Crag Crown Pathway in your honor. Thank you very much. Now let's dive in. Let Lurrus nonsense begin. Brawl content. Just when you thought Lurrus, you know, always being associated with the annoying decks like Cycling and Rogues couldn't be crueler. Lurrus in Brawl does not hold back. Shalai is a heck of a commander that you don't see every day. 5 mana for basically infinite value. Whenever you cast a creature, draw a card. And you may put a land onto the battlefield. You get Growth Spiral with every creature. And then for 3 and a tap, you can return a creature to your hand. You know, just in case you almost ran out of gas, you get to do it more. It's actually really stupid. It enters the battlefield tapped. But we will need it. And our curve is super low. So in much the way that Rogues can play a lot of tap lands, we can play more tap lands than normal. So the opponent on the play double ramp. Well, not double ramp. One's enough. Trust me. We could start filling the graveyard with this. We could play the Mire Triton. Let's try the Triton. See what we can mill. We got a dead weight down there. So next turn we can play Bounty and Expert. Our opponent with Migration Path. Okay. We are in trouble. Our opponent's hand is not subtle. Give me a card. All right, all ramp. We deal our first points of damage as our opponent prepares to have 6 mana. How the heck are we going to compete with this? We could draw a removal spell. That would be a great start. Off the top. Okay. I suppose we have to try to Doom Foretold here. If we attack with everything, will they block? We could also play Mothra here. Mothra makes blocking pretty funny. But we'd love to play Mothra with the mana to protect. So we'll take the safe road. And this at least cuts back on the Signet. Unless they sacrifice Shalai, play a land, and just play Shalai again. But I would welcome that. Because that's not really getting ahead. Oh, they're doing that. Okay. I mean, that feels like not being behind, but it actually doesn't get you ahead. Okay, they play another critter. And they draw some cards. And do they have the land? No. Let's give up the Acquisitions Expert. We draw our land. We didn't want that untapped land. Now we can play Mothra and protect it with Alseed. And things are coming together. We're getting ready to deploy Lurrus here with a lot of protection. So it looked bad a turn ago, but when they gave up their Shalai, like when are they gonna get that back on the field and have it stick? Here's Archon, that's an enchantment as well. Is there an enchantment sub-theme here? The Winged Words is also kind of an interesting card. All right. Let's give up the Mire Triton. It will come back. We'll mill a few more. We get the Mirror Shield and a Soul Guide Lantern. Probably safe to deploy Lurrus. Lurrus can get back a Lantern. We still don't control a Swamp. I really want the shield. I guess if they kill... No, we want to keep the bounty protection alive, without question, right? So let's do this. Can dead weight. I don't think that's particularly good. Let's play this. When it says good game, is that... Man, are they that soft? Are you really that soft? Not every day that you get to see the beauty that is Lurrus and Doom Foretold. Just constantly getting things back and making the opponent keep sacrificing. Okay, they've got an Archon, they've got a Pegasus token. What do you do with all this mana in an Archon? Opponent's having a think about it. Omen. That's another thing they can sacrifice to the Doom, and it makes another Pegasus. So I'm thinking I'm sacrificing the Soul Guide Lantern to the Doom since it's only 1 mana to replay it. Rather than drawing cards, just keep the protection available. Elsie can sacrifice to protect from just about anything, so let's keep her right where she's at. Sacrificing Birth of Meletis isn't bad either. So we can play that, go get Plains. Then cast Mirror Shield, put it on the Lurrus so it's untargetable. Just defend our commander that way. Maybe we should really defend the Broodmoth, but Lurrus can still be exiled. Alright, Hexproof engaged. The card advantage is mostly endless. And we'll just let the Birth and the protection from the bounty, the Doom Foretold, just let it all slowly drag them apart. They sacrifice the Omen to Scry. That's pretty desperate. It's pretty desperate. 2 to the bottom, because they could have sacrificed it to Doom to keep the Foretold Doom away from them. They really need to get Shalai down on the field and have it last a turn so that they can start drawing cards, because they just haven't... They've ramped, but that just puts lands on the battlefield. They haven't drawn any extra cards. We've drawn at least a few cards from our graveyard, and every single turn we throw away something that we just get back anyway. That's more card advantage too. Just say go. They must have something crafty. Something sneaky. What is it, my precious? Thin the deck out a little with the passage. Go get the black mana. Alright. So what do we play? We could just deadweight a token. We could hit their hand with the Expert. That's actually really good. Just keep making them discard cards. And then we sacrifice it to Doom Foretold, it comes back, they discard another card, we sacrifice it to Doom Foretold again the next turn, bring it back, make them discard another card. You got your Dream Trawler. Whoa! Could have cast that. Chose not to. Okay, maybe this game's not as... Maybe I'm not winning as much as I think I am if they're not casting that Dream Trawler. It must have something creative here to do. I don't know what it could be. So, there's a lot of cards in Magic. What have you got? It's pretty good. That is pretty good. Alright, so let's protect here. Comes back. Protection from white, so that that won't happen. We can't protect the Mirror Shield because it's an artifact, and we can't protect Throne of Death for the same reason. We can't exile a card from the graveyard because it has to be a creature to draw, so this resolves. But now the Archon's gone. Now we've got that Archon out of the way, and we still have Doom Foretold. Shatter the Sky. Well, these will come back. We could grant protection to like the Broodmoth, but it doesn't matter. And they're not drawing any cards, so we don't have to protect from anything. Oops, I could have had that back for free. That's an oops. Just a habit there. It's okay, we can still recast Lurrus. Alright, what do we get back? Yeah, let's shield up. Opponent has stabilized, kind of. They're still in a really bad spot because we have Lurrus and the Graveyard Engine, but we can't get back Doom anymore. And they have Shalai, which can draw a ton of cards, but they don't want to play anymore. Trying to, like, Shalai control is weird. Our opponent didn't play many creatures. There's just not nearly enough creatures. I think if you're going to Midrange Brawl, you gotta just, once you untap with Shalai, or once you play Shalai with a lot of mana, you have to have creatures to play to just draw a million cards and outvalue the opponent. Heliod, every day. Every day I play Brawl, somebody plays Heliod. Curious to see how this match goes. Because I think Lurrus is going to be favored, but I'm not sure. Obviously, they want to play a bunch of creatures and life gain effects. Lurrus kind of does a lot of the same stuff, but we have value. So, we do have to draw some removal, though. This is not really the hand I was looking for, but if we get like a Dead Weight and a Mire's Grasp in our graveyard, I'll feel good. So, let's fire out the Mire Triton. 2 straight games with the Mire Triton in the opener. 2 cards we can get back with Lurrus. That's nice. The Savior isn't as good as it looks because they'll have exile effects because they're mono white. So, I don't know if we're safe casting Lurrus next turn if they just hit it with an exile effect like this Glass Casket, for example. Doesn't really do us much good. By the same token, maybe I should just run the Lurrus out. On the other hand, it's kind of the Protect the Queen vibe. And I should play it when I can get value from it. So, let's go like this. We'll get some more cards in the graveyard. We'll get the Throne of Death going. And this will help us get to the removal spells that we want to keep recurring with Lurrus. Hopefully. So that we have the right cards to disrupt their strategy. Get around their indestructibility. Defeat their creatures. Containment Priest. If a non-token creature would enter the battlefield and it wasn't cast, exile it. Well, that would have actually worked on like any creature we get back from the graveyard, like Selfless Savior, if they hadn't spent it. Interesting. I think, do we want the Oven? That doesn't really protect Lurrus, though, does it? I really want the Tome, to be honest. I'm a control mage in my heart. Let's attack first. See what the opponent does. I think we just get the dog. They probably killed it for a reason. Here's Lurrus. And we can hope they don't have another Glass Casket type effect to get Lurrus off the battlefield and set us back another turn. Foretell. What foretells him white? Starnheim Unleashed? What else? I don't know. Oh, there's that life gain card, right? That you can foretell and play for cheap. And whenever you cast your second spell, you gain 2. Enchanted creature can't attack, block, its abilities can't be activated. I mean, that's okay. We can still get things back from the graveyard because it's not an activated ability. Kaya. Ooh. Kaya. Maybe that's worth not getting something? Ooh. Because we can play the Kaya. Can put the counter on the Lurrus so that if anything ever happens to it, it comes back to our hand so we can replay it super cheap. And let's keep being aggressive. The opponent doesn't want to trade with our cards. Yeah, and that's game. I'm starting to feel like I've really found my niche in Brawl. The things that everybody finds really annoying, that's me. That's for me. I mean, my goodness. The amount of just annoying commanders that I play. This Lurrus one actually might be more annoying than the average. All right, we're up against Koma, one of the heavy hitters. One of the heavy hitters, what can we do? This hand doesn't really do much against Koma, but I don't know what would, because we're definitely what I would call a small ball deck. Just play little creatures, ink out little bits of value. At least we have some discard effects to try to mess with them. But on the draw, all they have to really do is get to 7 lands, and we're in big trouble. And they get to start with an opt. Let's see if we can take a ramp spell from them. Depart the Realm and Unsummon. So 2 bounce spells. And their ramp is a creature, and they have this snake. Okay. So what's the right thing to take here? The Unsummon's the cheapest. Let's grab that. It's the easiest one to play. With Depart the Realm, they at least have to free up 2 mana. Really? Okay. The crab? Sure. You're gonna mill me. I mean, kind of into that. I'm a Lurrus deck. Let's see, they have Depart the Realm to bounce Lurrus, but that's all. If they cast that, it sort of throws off their turn. The problem is we might not hit our next land drop. We also don't have anything in the graveyard yet, but the Rune Crab adds things. So it's very tempting just to slam the Lurrus here. Very tempting. I can also play the Vessel, which I guess I can keep attacking with. And then next, all that they have to do then is like mill a 1-drop. Yeah, I like this. So this way we have a land next turn. If they do anything to block and like kill the Vessel, then we play Lurrus, get back the Vessel, make the 5/5. They might Depart the Realms it, but then they can't depart the Lurrus. I like making sure that we're going to have our next land. Mirror Shield is down there as the first thing we can get back. And here comes a Mystic. So ramp engaged, our opponent about to go to 5 mana available. Heartless Act. What do we do? Part of me says you want to kill the ramp creature, but this can also kill the Koma when it finally comes down. Let's engage the team. Okay. Down to 22. We could play Calls the Dead and try to create more pressure that way. There is a Doom Foretold to exile if we don't hit. It does potentially make Lurrus better, so let's go for it. We also have a Cleric and a Pirate on the field. If I can get another type, maybe we can pick off something good with the Acquisitions Expert. Zombie. A lot of land. Well, here comes another mill trigger. Wow. A lot of land and spells. Like, not really anything for Lurrus to do. Depart the Realm will bounce the Freebooter. Getting back unsummon. Unsummon will kill the zombie. Alright, the bounce cards have been played. At least that phase of the game appears to be over. Or we have to worry about playing around those things. Mire's Grasp, okay, that's pretty good. But we're missing a land. Cauldron Familiar, finally. Let's get rid of you because we can't cast you with the Lurrus. Now we just need to find the oven, right? Man, being handicapped on black mana here is really rough. Let's de-ramp our opponent. They're down to 21. It's not like we've been able to clock them in any meaningful way. Their stall tactics are working. All right, the snake is here. Whenever you draw a card, put a counter on it. And they're trying to solo me with the crab. They've got the Evolving Wilds here. What they're really going to do is take all the black sources out of my library. That's what they're really going to do. Another white source, huh? I guess I want this, but I don't know if I can get to it. I guess I can draw it with the egg. We do need more black sources. So here comes Lurrus. Let's draw a black source. Also, the egg can be-ish a black source. It can also get back the cat, which is adorable. Perfectly happy to have this die. Come on, oven. Yes! Cat oven together again. We did it. We did it, everybody. It's a big snake. That is a big snake with protection from Lurrus. How are we going to cope? We must find a way. There's a black source. Guess we can punish it, and then it can't block. We can grasp here and just get rid of the coil while we can. We have the expert who's going to take the last card from their hand. Opponent is about to Koma, so we want to have Heartless Act available. Do we have enough mana for all of this? If we play the Signet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we do not. So if we use the egg, we do. So, black, 1. Let's go grasp the Codal before it gets too big. Expert the hand. Get that plant. Attack with the vessel. Get that life. Okay, and Heartless Act is open with the egg. We could also do it on our draw step before the serpent comes into play, but then the opponent gets a serpent. All right, they didn't draw the land, so that went well. I think we'll just gain 3 life here since we can get this back whenever we want now with Lurrus. And Amiria's Call. Let's do it. Let's get the oven on the field. As long as we have Heartless Act open and we have Cat Oven running, life is but a dream. Gain the 1 life, pass the turn. Let's hold on to the call. We still have to figure out how to clock the opponent fast enough to not lose to Koma. This is a snake, not a serpent. This has to sacrifice a serpent. Okay. Let's see if they want to attack. No attacks. Destroy the Koma. Opponent can move it back to command where it might get played again in the near future. All right, into the oven with the vessel. We want to make that 5/5. Bring out the cat. Wow. Village rights, huh? Nice. Let's booter the opponent's hand. Visionary. Have a village rights. We still have this obnoxious card that we have to intervention eventually, but we don't have to do it now. Next turn, once we intervention it, we can do a lot of damage. Let's wait. The opponent might target something, or we might decide to village rights the Cauldron Familiar, or something like that that we want to get back. Opponent's on 7, they need 9 to cast Koma again. With great power comes great mana value. I was going to say converted mana cost, but they're changing that with Strixhaven. It's now called mana value. Mana value, mana value, mana value. All right, stolen by the Fae. Return target creature to hand. Create X fairy tokens. Actually, that's not the play. This is the play. We'll throw it in the oven because we get not 1, but 2 foods. And then we'll throw the cat to the rights and then bring back the cat. And have a spare food. Sneaky. So opponent top decked an answer to the demon, which was the quickest part of our clock. It's giving them a chance. They draw a card. All right, cat goes in the village rights this time. Poor kitty. All right, drew a discard option for this card if we want to hit it. Eliminate. That also takes care of the serpent. So what do we really want to get back? We can deadweight their Visionary, eliminate their Serpent, and hit their hand with Elderfang Disciple. Seems good. Seems pretty good. You've probably realized I just ignore the crab now. That's intentional. I mean, once they've played out all their lands, they're not really beating me with it. I am down to 15 cards. Maybe I should kill the crab. But this is the part of the game where we have to try to kill our opponent, I think. What can I say? I don't expect one crab to solo me in Brawl. In fact, I challenge you to. Can you do it? Impress me. What was this card? Capture Sphere. Tap enchant creature doesn't untap. It's good against commanders. You might say, well, that means that their deck is total jank. Those kind of effects are good against creature commanders. It's not that weird to see. Yep, still a mana short of this Koma. They drew a Crawling Barrens. They're dead. That's game. Hold it out against the snake. Whoa, the Minotaur guy. The 2 attacks creature. Oh, boy. Well, we'll keep it because Heartless Act definitely throws that card back. 6 mana, too. Why not? Let's give Mothra a shot here. Luminous Broodmoth. Like, man, I can't wait to see what this deck does. And then destroy it. Here, kitty kitty. Here, kitty kitty, let's go. The Intimidator. So play Temeric Calls the Dead, play Selfless Savior. Then we have Mothra. Oh gosh, this is gonna get nasty. I think we play this instead then, so that we can play this next turn. Seems good. Woof. Plus this might whiff if we don't hit a creature or an enchantment. So it's always good to get something actually into the graveyard first if you can. What are you, a warrior? So maybe there's a warrior theme. Gadrak the Crown Scourge, flying 5/4, can't attack unless you control 4 or more artifacts at the beginning of your end step. Create a treasure token for each non-token creature that died. Okay. I plan to hold the Heartless Act, but we'll see. I can't turn this down. It's too good. I can't turn that away. I know I plan to hold it for the Minotaur. Let's see if he's so far away. We'll find something else to do the job. That's the plan. All right, Broodmoth Selfless Savior combo online with Lurrus ready to get it back. It's a lot of indestructibility. Kind of unlimited. Shatter Skull Charger. 4/3. All right. Attack. Sure. This seems yummy. Did they not know how that works? Nom. Okay. Got him. Okay. The massacre. The complete and utter massacre of the Brawl community continues. What do you think, Bergie? Are you going to stand up to me? Does Turi OOL and Bergie have what it takes? I just closed Skype. It was open for some reason. I didn't do it. Don't know why. If you saw something flicker on the screen, it's fine. I don't use Skype. I was told I have to do it for, I guess I can plug. I was told to install it for Casting the Hooglandia Open, which I'm doing on right after, I think it's April the 15th. It's going to be historic with the new cards from Mystical Archive Legal. So it'll be one of the first big tournaments. That will be on Jeff Hoogland's channel on the 15th. Casted by me and Hoogland himself. So that's a really fun tournament I'm looking forward to doing the casting for. But he says we have to use Skype, provides the best experience for the players. I'm like, I'm all about the fans. I'll even install Skype for you. That's how much I love you, fans. You're welcome, Internet. You're welcome. So right away, this game is getting interesting. The decision to trade there is basically saying I can get this back later. I'm going to be the defensive deck. You are going to be the aggressive deck. But I'm not even sure if that's completely how I want this game to go. Opponent might play Bergie, so I should probably leave up Heartless Act. But I want to play my Tome. If they don't play Bergie, or if they play anything other than Bergie, this is pretty bad. So I guess I send this out, because they can usually see through that open mana and say, well, I'm not just going to run my commander into a removal spell. I'm going to play something else, like Cosmos Elixir, which would make me sad. Expert. Do we want this? What are we doing next turn? Lurrus get back something. I guess Lurrus Expert is fine to take some of their velocity away. We don't have good protection for Lurrus right now, though. It's very scary. We'll probably die. Do we want to play something other than the Expert because we get more value here? It's an enchant creature. Like, this gets us a little deeper. Might find us more goodies. Let's go for it. If we hit a 1-drop, we're really happy because we can Awakening it if we draw another land. But no protection for Lurrus yet. Okay, here comes Bergs. What are you gonna do? I'm very nervous that this is some kind of ultra mega combo potential built in. Let's go to the graveyard here. We can get it back with Awakening with 1 more mana. Draws a card. Scry. Cat. No to the cat. Land? Not a land. Did draw the Kaya. Kaya can exile the Elixir, but I feel like we should get rid of the Burgi. Also, if they take damage, they don't draw off the Elixir, which means it doesn't matter nearly as much. Oh man, what's the play? I don't feel like playing the Expert does too much. We could play Kaya minus Umburgi, but then Kaya just dies to a shock. We could draw a Tome and remove the Burgi. If we draw a land, we can also play Expert. I think that's best. It's a little bit aggressive. All right. Have a good sized graveyard if we want a 6/6, but I think I'll play the Throne instead. Try to get deeper into the deck. Destroy the Burgi. All right. And chill. Fearless Liberator. Boast, make a dwarf. Okay. Mire's Grasp. Making us wait on this land, aren't they? They might block here because they want to draw cards with the Elixir. So maybe I'm supposed to Grasp this, but Grasp also hits Burgi. I guess we can, if they block, we can play Kaya and exile the Elixir and slow down the card draw that way. Yeah, they want the cards. They might shock or remove this, but we shut down their card draw engine, which is a big deal. Force them to get their value from their commander, and then we can just remove it again and again. That's playing the game we want to play. She's back. So whenever you cast a spell, add red. You don't lose it as steps and phases end, but you do lose it at the end of the turn. Creatures you control can boast twice. Okay. Explains why the boast card was there. A little boast value. So we get back Lurrus and a discard effect, but we wouldn't deal with the Burgi, so let's deal with the Burgi. Keep sending it back. Like that gift you never wanted for Christmas. Let's hit him with the Expert. We can put a counter on the Expert with the Kaya. They really don't like that. Like I said, really annoying deck. I believe this is a rematch? Meringue? I'd have to go back and see the name. I've already forgotten the names of the vanquished. We've got Doom Foretold, which is a nasty one. We don't have a black source, but we will draw one. The opponent's excited. They're excited to play me again. We will draw that black source, I believe. I believe. Mismatched mountains. What a joke. Okay, draw the black source. Right here, right now. Right, okay. Alright. Okay, hard mode. Hard mode it is. We've drawn, since keeping the hand, all black cards. Skyclave GOP 3-1. Trample landfall. All right. All right. You're telling me there's a chance. We just sported our opponent 3 turns. Let's see if we can take it from here. Anything else? Or would you like to pile onto my demise a little more? All right. Hey, we drew a white card, which is actually very crucial here, because we need to get something onto the battlefield. All right, so let's Epic Downfall the GOP and slow down the damage, and then let's play the Charming Prince and gain 3 life. If anything bad were to happen to the Prince, we can get it back with Call the Death Dweller, or with another land we can Lurrus and get back the Prince. The Prince is a really good one here, because we do need the life to stave off the pressure. We are like creepily low on answers though if they just keep hitting land drops and play the mighty Fury of a Comb. We need Doom Foretold. But we can't get it going unless we have something on the battlefield. So we have to pay, oh man, and that ramps them. We have to pay a lot of attention here to keeping permanents on the battlefield. Like a land, an untapped land would be huge. It's not an untapped land. How can I get rid of this? I can't. I can play Lurrus and get back the Soul Guide Lantern. And then they play this, then I play Doom Foretold, they give up this, they draw, it's really bad. What's the right way to do it? What's the right way to do it? I don't know. Let's go like this. This way we play 2 creatures out, lots of lifelink, to try to keep our life total high enough to recover. Also, the Vessel can come back as a 5/5. But this guy's 6/6. It's so big. All right, Dragonfire. Grave. Oh, wait. It's exile, so we have to move it to command. We leave it in exile. Our kitty's never coming back. Okay. We got our land. Let's play you. Drop a card. They missed the land. So they didn't hit their 6th land. So they don't have the 6th land and they don't have the 7 for double attack until they draw it. So we know we're hitting a spell here. The heck are you? Spitfire Lagak, 3 red, 3/4 landfall. When a land enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. Okay. Okay. Call. Death Touch on the Prince, Menace on the Prince, because this is turning into a 5/5. Exile the Elderfang Disciple, make them discard another card. Value, value, value. My cards! He's taking my cards, Mom. They grow in war. That's really good against our 5/5. All right, their hand must have some good cards. What are you doing? No! Bone Crusher the Prince. Yep, it's dead. And the Giant's on the field. But we've got the 5/5. I think we're going to be playing... Okay, I'm playing the cat, I'm playing Mothra, because we can block with the cat or the Disciple and they just come back. And I'm also attacking with the 5/5. They have to get rid of the Brood Moth or else, like, they don't have good attacks. And even if they do get rid of the Brood Moth, we can still chump if we want to. Or we can save them to play with Doom Foretold. I believe this is the same person who ran the Shatterskull Charger into the Broodmoth Selfless Savior combo. So let's see what they do here. All right, 6th land. Is it time to play the Minotaur? The moment we've dreaded. Okay, that deals 4 damage to a target. They do kill the moth. Well done. So what do? We have Doom Foretold. We could take this hit. A little bit punished here, aren't we? Very scary because they can go Minotaur land next turn. So we need to slow them down. So we'll punish the Giant so it doesn't attack. We'll deadweight the Solemn so it doesn't hit very hard. But we don't want to die, so I think I'll keep the cat on defense. We'll just keep both 1/1s on defense. Just in case. Keep the demon coming in. Definitely makes Doom Foretold worse that they have all these things to sacrifice. Here comes the Minotaur. Oh, that face. Wow. Looks like an emote on Twitch of an elk or something. Ooh. So you're supposed to play that. That helps. But you're supposed to play that after the attack. You're supposed to attack first, then make the land drop. So maybe this is the opponent's first go around here. Let's get this started. They can give up the Giant. Now they're down to the Minotaur. And if the Minotaur attacks, we can double block and kill it. Dear Lord. Really? I guess you got me. I think that's enough. I think that's enough. That's exactly lethal. Embercleave's still good in every format. Revenge for the Minotaur. And we are back for the post-game wrap-up, and the deck is annoying as promised, with the only loss I had today being a bit of a stuck on white mana situation. We scratched, we clawed, we got back in the game, but Embercleave turns out is still an insanely good Magic card. I also wish I'd played that game differently. But I think that this deck is close to the power level you need to be for Brawl to especially have a long kind of grindy inches by inches game. Now there are a lot of commanders and powerful cards in Brawl that go over the top of that, and this can have a tough matchup if you don't have the right cards in the right places. I picture like Prismatic Bridge could be really frustrating if you're not able to land ECD or Kaya or Doom Foretold or have Feed the Swarm ready. You know, those cards are all in here for a reason, and they can hold off the Prismatic Bridge, but that card is pretty messed up. However, if you like playing the more nickel and dime, and maybe you like kind of the white-black life gain inches by inches archetype, this build of Lurrus can be very exciting. So I hope you'll try it out in Brawl. I hope you'll, in general, try more Brawl because it's a fun format, and I'm doing my best to put out some sweet deck lists that you all can enjoy. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I'll see you in the next video. You're cool.